Hello children, hope you are all doing well. Today we will start with the second lesson in our history section, Historiography, Indian Tradition. Now children, we have already dealt with historiography in the previous lesson. Do you remember what is historiography? Historiography is the writing of critical historical narrative. Now in this lesson we are going to see Indian traditions. We are going to see historiography in terms of India. In the earlier lesson, we had done in terms of West, terms of Europe and America. In this lesson, we are going to concentrate on India. Historiography in the ancient period. Now, how were the records and memories preserved and passed in the ancient period? Now, in the ancient period, people used oral methods to transfer or to pass on their memories to others. How do we know that the art of writing was mastered as early as 3rd millennium BCE? Now, inscriptions have been found on Harappan seals and other artifacts. Now, this confirms that Indians had mastered the art of writing as early as 3rd millennium BCE. However, since the Harappan script we have not been able to decode successfully, that is why we do not know what these scripts or what these things actually say. Let's see what are the earliest known written documents which are of historical importance. Now these are in the form of inscriptions and they are dated to 3rd century BCE, that is during Ashok Maurya's time. Now on this map you can see where edicts of Ashoka have been found. What is the meaning of edicts? Edicts means official order or proclamations that have been made by this Emperor Ashoka. It is found in all these areas which is marked on the map. See, this is an example of rock inscriptions. On the rock you can see that some inscriptions or some markings are done. These are rock inscriptions. Important sources of ancient period. Now from 1st century CE, inscriptions began to occur on coins, metal images and sculptures and copper plates. Here in the picture is an example of copper plate inscription. Now from these we get to know about the dates of various kings, the dynastic genealogies, territorial extent, administration of various empires. We also get to know about important political events, social organizations, climate, famines, etc. of the times in which these inscriptions were made. Ancient Indian literature are also important sources of ancient period. Epics like Ramayana, Mahabharata, Puranas, Jain and Buddhist texts, these are all important sources. Historical accounts by Indian authors and travelogues. Travelogues are a piece of writing or book written about traveling to a particular place by foreign travelers. So whenever foreign travelers used to come to India, they used to write about what they used to see or what they used to observe. So these they have written down and we can use these accounts as a source of information. Writing of biographies of kings and dynastic histories. One example given in the book is of Harshcharitra. Now Harshcharitra was written in 7th century CE by Banabhatta and this is King Harsha's biography. It is the life story of King Harsha. It portrays a realistic picture of the social, economic, political, religious and cultural life during this king's time. Children, in our textbooks, we have been given an example of copper plate. Now, this copper plate was found at Sohagaura. This is in the district of Gorakhpur in Uttar Pradesh. Now, this is supposed to be from the Mauryan period, and the inscription, it is in Brahmi script. Now, if you look closely at your screens, okay, from the left hand side, the first figure that you see, it's like a leaf, it's like a tree, and they have leaves and branches coming out. So this symbol is known as tree in railing. After that, you see another structure. This structure or this symbol is supposed to be indicating a granary. After that, you also see a picture of a mountain. So from the left hand side, if you see, the first picture is like a tree, followed by a granary, followed by a mountain. So when we look at this copper plate, we come to know that this inscription is a record which shows a royal order, that the grains stored in the granary should be distributed carefully. Now, by studying this, what do we come to know? We come to know that the administration or the person who was responsible for this area at this point of time was taking precautions in times of famine. So, from this, we come to know about a possible event where famine might have happened, and it also shows how the administration was done. Historiography in medieval period. Medieval period means we are referring to periods of Mughals and the Sultanate period. Raj Tarangini, written by Kalhana. Now, this was written in Sanskrit, and it is a historical chronicle of kings of Kashmir. Raj Tarangini, the history of Kashmir by Kalhana in the 12th century CE, is quite close to the concept of modern historiography. He himself says that he wrote this book after critically examining various sources like inscriptions, coins, remains of ancient monuments, dynastic records, and local traditions. Tariq-e-Firoz Shahi, written by Ziauddin Barani. Now, in medieval India, the historians in the courts of Muslim rulers were influenced by Arabic and Persian historiography. In Tariq-e-Firoz Shahi, a book written by Ziauddin Barani, he has given the purpose of historiography. And in this book, he says that the historian's duty is not limited only to writing about the good things about the ruler, but the writer should also include the bad things or the things in which the ruler has not been successful in. In short, he is trying to say that the historian's duty while writing is to make sure that he is not biased. He also says that a historian should also take into consideration the impact of the teachings of the wise, the learned, and the saints on the cultural life of people. And thus we see that Barani expanded the scope of historiography. Now, in order to protect themselves and further their own cause, it became important for the historians in the Mughal court to praise the emperors and exhibit or show their loyalty. The custom of adding suitable poetic quotes and beautiful pictures was also introduced. Tuzuk-e-Babari, written by Babur. Now, Babur is the founder of the Mughal Empire. He wrote an autobiography which is entitled Tuzuk-e-Babari. Now, in this, he has included the descriptions of the battles that he fought. He has also recorded his observations of various regions and cities that he traveled in, including the local economy, customs, and the flora. Akbarnama written by Abul Fazl. Now, Abul Fazl's Akbarnama is very important. Why? Because his method of collecting authentic historical documents and their scrutiny is looked upon as devoid of bias, and hence it is assumed to be realistic. Now, this book is an official record of reign of Akbar, and it was commissioned by Akbar himself. Abul Fazl was one of the 9 jewels in Akbar's court. In this picture you see Abul Fazl is presenting Akbarnama to Akbar. Al-Biruni wrote in Arabic about Indian knowledge and social life.